Welcome back. It's funny, this song was the last song we left off at. It was interrupted because my dad called. Interestingly enough, because the song is about her parents. Oh, volume control.
Let's feed these people. Mama, she believes in cleaning.
I forgot that part. Anyway, look, this whole thing is a work in progress. I might do them all over again, but until then, the good news is I didn't really receive many negative remarks about my initial offerings. Just some lighting, which I'm aware of. I need a microphone, I know that too. And hoping to frame myself better for everyone. Now, back to the music and back to Joni and For the Roses, part 2. And again, I might do these all over again, slow it down. But in the meantime, this is the preliminary. By the way, this is my room, and if you see back there, I love Asbury Park, the actual place. I realize that's a Bruce Springsteen reference as well. Shout out to all my fabulous Bruce fans who I know and love. So, Let the Wind Carry Me, it's one of those songs that it's like so raw, because who talks about their parents in a song, and she does it well, and she really paints a picture of these people that to me makes perfect sense and is very clear. And her parents lived a very long time, so it's they were a huge influence on her life. But it's interesting to see how her mom, mothers and daughters, a very interesting dynamic I've noticed in my life amongst my friends and stuff. It's either their best friends or their enemies. It's very interesting. It's really no in between. Anyway, it's a great song. The thing I love most about this song is, I think I just talked over the whole thing too, is it's one of her first songs that incorporates a suite. I think it could be the first. I could be wrong. I love Joni's interludes and suites. It's like my favorite part of her songs, which later on in the album is like, it takes a huge part of this album. She's talking about middle-aged stuff, which I love, even though she's pretty young here, considering. Let's go to the next song, only for time's sake, and it's also one of my favorite songs of all time. It's the title track, For the Roses. It's about, the dichotomy between being an artist and making money, and it's so beautiful. Her guitar is so gorgeous. The imagery is beautiful. The arbutus, the spotlight, I should say the moonlight, doubling as the spotlight, which is just so beautiful. I'm looking at the lyrics, by the way. So pretty, so beautiful. I love that line, by the way. It's like, I don't want to know that you saw him somewhere. Ask some guy to circulate his soul around. On your mark, red ribbon runner, the caressing rev of motors, finely tuned like fancy women in 30s evening gowns. Up the charts, off to the airport, your name's in the news, everything's first class. The lights go down and it's just you up there, getting them to feel like that. I love this line here. I know she's talking to somebody. Remember the days when you used to sit and make up your tunes for love and pour your simple sorrow to the sound hole on your knee. Now you're seen on giant screens and at parties for the press, and for people have slices of it from the company. They toss around your latest golden egg. Speculation, well, who's to know if the next one in the nest will wait for them so. And then she's thinking about herself. She seems ungrateful with her teeth sunk in the hand that brings her things she really can't give up just yet. Now I sit up here, the critic, exclamation point. That's what I like about reading the lyrics. You can see punctuation too, because she's that good. And they introduce some band, but they seem so much confetti looking at them on my TV set. Oh, the power and the glory. Just forgetting that taste for worship, they start bringing out the hammers and the boards and the nails. So good. Yeah, we're gonna listen to the entire song. It's one of her best songs. I mean, it's the title track. I think she knew she had a winner here. I love the archives where she talks about it being a new song and playing it live. These archives, by the way, whew, what a treasure for Joni fans and for people who just, I couldn't imagine a casual fan sitting there for 4 hours listening to her demos, but I hope they do. I mean, come on. Anyway, just want to read this. I heard it in the wind last night. It sounded like applause. Chilly now, end of summer, no more shiny hot nights. It's just the arbutus rustling and the bumping of the logs, and the moon swept down black water like an empty spotlight. Come on. Now, See You Sometime just has some of my... First of all, the suspenders thing, so cute. An ode to James Taylor, surely. But again, I like that kind of stuff. But you don't have to care about that. But all of it, though, it's just, haven't you wondered where the person you're in love with is? Like, and I've actually, I like, where are you now? Are you in some hotel room? Does it have a view? I've used that in texts. Though it's undermined. I'd still like to see you. It's like so amazing. Reading the lyrics. It's like I never read them before. I mean, her poetry is like that, though. It's sort of like taking out an old poetry book and just reading that poem because you want to feel that feeling again. It's sort of like, that's what her lyrics do to me, for sure. Now, I mean, I'm not ready to change my name again, but I'm not after kiss of your fortune and your fame, 'cause I've tasted mine, just like to see you sometime. And I guess this must have been the end of side 1 after this. Pack your suspenders, how come you show play? I like the line, no need to surrender, I just want to see you again. Sweet. Now, electricity, it's, full of metaphor, and it's also like, just... I love the way she uses these metaphors. I wonder what made her think of this. Did you get the hots for the electrician? I'm just kidding. I have no idea. It's cute though. I like it's proud-headed Queen Lizzie. Thank you, Joni Mitchell discussion list, for letting me know what that line meant. Proud-headed Queen Lizzie was a Canadian penny. A reference to that. So, which they used somehow in circuits, or what do you call that? Fuses or whatever. I don't know. but I learned what it was on the J&D album because they were such a huge part of my early Joni education. The website too, JoniMitchell.com. It's still such a great reference point for so many things. Shout out Sue Tierney, her guitar tabs. Everyone else, Les, for keeping it alive. And all of that fun stuff. My 2 reviews on there that are just, the backbone of the review section. Just kidding. Bob with the covers, I'm sure, all of it. Anyway, now I love the lore behind this song because it's like David Geffen, the owner of her label, and he was like, "You need a hit," so she purposely wrote this song to try to have a hit, quote unquote. But guess what? It's a great freaking song. So she succeeded. Not sure what the chart position was and all that fun stuff, whatever. But it's one of her best ditties, frankly, and I mean that in the best sense of the word. Like it's a bop, as the kids would say today. Also, one thing about this song, and it's so cool to be able to put this out into the universe. Joni's backing vocals on this album are so cool and so well used. This song specifically, she uses her backing vocals. Listen. It sounds like horns. She does that a lot with her voice, which is a huge reason why her music is so exciting. Such a great song, and it's all filled with imagery of radios and radio towers, and Breakfast Barney is the the opening guy to the sign-off prayer. These are all archaic. You don't do this anymore, but that's all used to happen. It used to be a sign-off prayer. Now, if you're still listening there, gets me every time. It's so cute. It reminds me a little bit of what Stephen Stills says in Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. Are you still listening? It's just, I don't know. Guys. Love is a beautiful thing, but it hurts sometimes. What? It's the best. And she just takes you out tonight. Alright, listen to the song. This year, again, since I'm a nerd, I love reading liner notes, and the rock and roll band in the Blonde and the Bleachers is Stephen Stills. You see that right there? I love that. And then when you hear it, in the end you hear it. It's got that congas that he does, that, I love this song. Somebody once said that she was the Blonde and the Bleachers. No, she's talking about groupies or other women that. I mean, she dated men in bands, but she says that you can't hold the hand of a rock and roll man very long. She knew it, but to me, the metaphor is, in my life, a rock and roll man are these men that I'm usually attracted to. Look back on these tapes. There's a little bit of self-therapy going on here, guys. Thank you for indulging me. So sweet and wild, it's youth, it's too good to waste. She tapes her regrets to the microphone stand. She says, you can't hold the hand of a rock and roll man very long. Or count on your plans with a rock and roll man very long. Compete with the fans for your rock and roll man for very long. The girls in the bands and the rock and roll man. Now, the way this album ends, and this is why I think this to me is if you want confessional or whatever, I mean, it's weird. It's Blue gets the credit, but this is actually where the real me is, especially the way this album ends. Woman, a Part of Mine, and Judgment of the Moon and Stars is like a 1-2 punch at the end of this album that's almost like too hard to take. It's not too hard to take. Woman, a Heart of Mine is maybe a signature song of hers in my mind. You know, she says so much in here, and the times you impress me the most are the times you don't even try is one of like her best lines, and such a great line you could tell somebody too. You know, it's just a she's giving it a lot of thought here, and I often wonder who this is about. Does it matter? I gotta lean back. Sorry, don't be like me. I'm like, hello. Because all this talk about holiness now, you know, could be a leftover from Leonard. I don't know. I'm just saying. Because again, those things don't matter. But to me, I'm just curious. At the end of the day, either way, it's a beautiful song. It's rounding out the album. It's sort of like a soft, whatever before she gives you the end of the album, which, you know, I didn't think I was going to make this video today because I think maybe because I didn't know if I was going to tell this story in public, but perhaps it will help someone, and that's why I want to be as open and honest here as I possibly can. This song saved my life many years ago, and I mean that truly. I was in the worst. Lots of things in my life were happening, and just was maybe feeling slightly like I didn't want to live as much as I do now. And I'm skirting around the issue, but I just was in a very dark place, okay? And I had a CD changer at the time that just played songs randomly, you know? And but at the time, I was stuck on this album. It was like I was going through her albums in order, and I didn't really know this song that well yet. And it grabbed me. Like, it was like, wait, you may feel dark now, but, you know, you're going to get through this. And at the very end, you know, she talks about they're going to aim the hoses on you, show them you won't expire. That line really saved my life. It was like, you're going to be okay. And here I am. I'll be 47 years old this summer. And that all happened when I was like 21, 22 years old. So, people often ask, why Joni, whatever? There's a lot of reasons why. She's a great musician. She's an amazing person. But when your music and your lyrics have the power to literally give power and life to someone, that's more than just some record or whatever, you know? She's connected to the divine. I'm sorry, she just is. So, if somehow you could see this, Joni, or somebody sees it and tells her, thank you. And I think a lot of people in this world who love me and know me want to thank you for that too. And there, I said it. Now here we go. Another interlude of hers. Now, everything mixes with her voice here. Now listen. It's like, where's her voice? Where's the flute? Anyway. And this had nothing to do with saving my life either. Yeah, this gave me life eventually. There's a difference. You'll learn. Yeah. Thanks for letting me tell that story, by the way. That is not something I want to be like talking about. But the key is that, you know, here she goes. You got to shake your fist at lightning now. You got to roar like forest fire. You got to spread your light like blazes all across the sky. This is a prelude to Shine. They're going to aim the hoses on you, but show them you won't expire. Not till you burn up every passion, and not even when you die. And it was like a rebirth. You gotta try. If you're feeling contempt, well then you tell it. Here we go. Yell it. This is pretty loud. One of their best lines. Strike every chord that you feel, that broken trees and elephant ivories conceal. Broken trees and elephant ivories. She's talking about a piano, but instead of saying a piano, she says it that way. So this took a turn. Let's look at Joni's butt real quick just to make ourselves feel a little better. Hey. And in a beauty adoration way. Bobby Hall on percussions. Tom Scott, known as Tommy Scott on this album, on Woodwinds and Reeds. Let's just say that this is one of my favorite albums of all time for a reason. Thanks for listening. This was a little longer, plus part one. This is my longest one ever, which I think is going to get longer and longer because these are some of my favorite albums of hers coming up. So, thanks for watching and stay tuned.